Welcome back here to Mountain Connections. You know, Mark Miller's Subaru was Subaru of America's 2018 Love Promise Retailer of the Year, and they won that distinction specifically because of their Do Good, Feel Good Promise program. They partner with 6 different nonprofit organizations from around the state of Utah and provide so much support and benefit them in some great ways. And here to talk about their Subaru Loves the Earth partner, Recycle Utah, is Haley Lebsack with Recycle Utah and Megan Robinson here, the marketing manager over at Mark Miller's Subaru. Ladies, thank you so very much for joining us.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure to have the both of you. And Megan, let's talk a little bit about Do Good, Feel Good. Obviously, you guys won that distinction because of your great work, but let's talk about your Subaru Loves the Earth partner, Recycle Utah. Why Recycle Utah?
Oh, I mean, recycling is so important, you know, to minimize as much waste as possible. So we're definitely excited to be partnering with Recycle Utah, and it's exciting that they're right around the corner. They're in Park City, so it's nice to be able to get up here. But yeah, they're one of our Love Promise partners, and we just kicked off our 12th annual Do Good, Feel Good event, where we donate $75 to one of our partners for every vehicle that we sell. So last year we were able to donate about $35,000. We're hoping to do at least that much, hopefully more,
yeah.
Just to help our partners achieve on their mission. So Haley can tell us a little bit more about what they do.
Absolutely. And Haley, let's talk about Recycle Utah and your guys' promise to educate as many people here in the state of Utah about the importance of reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Well, first, I appreciate you saying reduce, reuse, recycle. Nice job, Diego. Yeah, our mission is to empower people to lead sustainable lives. We do that through educational services and recycling services at our center. If you live in Summit County, we educate every K through 5th grader here. We're starting to get into Wasatch County. We just were actually down yesterday in Wasatch County educating 4th graders on water conservation. And then we accept over 50 items at our recycling center. Last year, we processed nearly 3.6 million pounds of waste of recyclables. I guess it's not waste necessarily. And those of you that have been to our location in Park City, we sit on less than half an acre. So we do that with a small staff, a small space, a small budget. We are very efficient.
But I think you hit an important point. It is recycled because of the work that you guys do. If it wasn't for recycling, that would be 3.5 million pounds of waste. That would have gone right into our landfills and polluted our water corridors, everything, which is, it's important work that you guys are doing.
And that's enough to fill 6 football stadiums a foot high with garbage. So
wow.
6 Eccles Stadia, or whatever the
Eccles Stadium.
Thank you. 6 of those. So we've in 1 year. And it does the work. It's the work we do, but it's the work our community does. We were able to do that because our community members come, they sort correctly, they put things in the right spots. I see them police each other. They check out their, they're like, hey, wait, that doesn't go there. And then we operate on a very small budget, and about 70% of our budget comes from grants and partnerships and donations from the general public. So without people like Mark Miller, we can't take the things like styrofoam and electronic waste and batteries and stuff that you can't put in curbside that you can bring to us.
And that's why it's important for you guys at Mark Miller to partner with organizations like Recycle Utah to ensure that their mission continues on well into the future.
Oh, yeah. And I got to tell you real quick. So when we were choosing our Love Promise partners for 2019, I came up and got a tour of Recycle Utah, and I could just immediately tell that they live their mission. Haley was so funny. She handed me a folder of information about Recycle Utah, and she's like, oh, I pulled that out of the recycling, one of these recycling bins this morning, the folder. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, oh, this is my new desk. I pulled, you know, it was another, something that was recycled. And that is so important to us, is to partner with those organizations that get it, that, you know, do whatever they can to make a difference. And the fact that they do so much to educate our community is so important.
Absolutely. And going back to the education side of things, I think it's so great that you guys start from a very young age as well. I think there's nothing better than to see my own niece kind of policing our own family, like, hey, that doesn't go there, you need to wash that out, you got to do that, because ultimately they're going to be the stewards of the next generation. And if they have these lessons instilled in them from a very young age, it won't be necessary to have to educate so many people. It will just become common practice for everyone. So let's talk about what some events that you guys have coming up as well. You guys just recently got done with kind of a Park City cleanup, which was very successful, is what you were telling me before we came on.
Yes, we just finished up our Pride in the Park. We partnered with Comcast Cares Foundation. They're a nonprofit that they did community events throughout the country. Last year, our spring cleanup had 70 volunteers-ish. This year we had over 250 volunteers show up. We had 7 locations throughout town. So big shout out to all those people. Again, It wasn't Recycle Utah that did it. It was the neighborhoods, it was the HOAs, it was the businesses that showed up, got their employees out there. And we picked up over 200 bags of trash.
That's great.
That's amazing.
And most of that stuff was single use. So we are encouraging people to remember most of that stuff didn't need to be there in the first place. Bring your own reusable items. It was such a success that we are getting a lot of calls from people asking if we're going to host another one. We will host one in the fall. We do have a lot of other events and things we have to focus on this summer right now. But if anyone wants to do a cleanup in their neighborhood, we have 100 garbage pickers that we will loan out, and we'll be happy to give you bags and help you figure out what to do with the trash after you pick it up.
That's great. So if you want to do a small little neighborhood organized cleanup, that's something you guys can make happen as well. So that's really, really great. I also want to mention that you will be down at Subaru Midtown, is that right? Or is it?
Southtown.
Southtown, pardon me. Mark Miller Subaru Southtown this weekend on the 11th to kind of just give some general information if people are interested as well.
Correct. I will be there from 2 to 6 p.m. 2 to 6 p.m., yes. Talking about Recycle Utah, talking about our partnership with Mark Miller. And we'll also be collecting small cell phones, iPods, cell phone accessories, and batteries. E-waste is one of the most dangerous things to throw away. You can't put it in your curbside bin. A lot of places charge for it. If you bring it to the center, we actually charge for larger items because it's very expensive. You can bring me batteries, cell phones, chargers, that kind of stuff for free while I'm there this weekend. So if you're in the area running errands, pop in and say hi.
Awesome. And you get a look at all of the brand new Subarus as well, which is great.
Yeah.
One of the best things about owning a Subaru is the fact that you guys do give back to local nonprofits. So I do want to mention to be sure and check out Mark Miller Subaru's, both of their locations. And also you guys have an event coming up to celebrate Do Good, Feel Good here in about a month.
Yeah, so we'll be working on Do Good, Feel Good the entire month. I mean, all year long we're trying to do good, but
absolutely,
throughout the month is when the specific sales campaign is happening.
Okay.
And then on June 15th at our Southtown location is the big community day. We bring all of our partners together. That's when we give them their checks from Do Good, Feel Good.
Excellent.
We're actually giving away a 2019 Subaru Forester, which we're excited about. So the whole community is welcome to join us for that event.
That's great. Really fun community celebration. No better way to see this money go into the hands of who needs it the most. Come celebrate with the community. Again, Haley, one last time, where can people go to find out more information about Recycle Utah?
RecycleUtah.org, or they can come see us behind the boneyard anytime.
Perfect. Sounds great. And Haley, where can people go to learn a little bit more about Mark Miller Subaru and their Do Good, Feel Good?
So we have a lot of information at markmillersubaru.com, and then of course our social media pages, Mark Miller Subaru and then Suba Blue Miller.
Excellent. Perfect. Megan and Haley, thank you so very much for coming on. We really appreciate it as always. If you have some time, make it down to Mark Miller Subaru Southtown this Saturday from 2 to 6 p.m. You can learn a little bit more about Recycle Utah, or as she said, just go hang out over behind the boneyard at any time. And also be sure and learn a lot more about Subaru's Do Good, Feel Good. You can get involved in a myriad of ways, and you're going to want to do so. We'll be right back with much more right here on Mountain